Hello everybody and welcome back to the Fernando Alonso career mode. As you can see, he's currently in 7th position in our simulated Minardi car with 63 World Championship points. Lewis Hamilton, of course, well in front with 219. So we move on to the next Grand Prix. Yes, it's time for Hungary. Yes, Fernando's very, very hungry. Hungry for some points. Oh, that joke never gets old. Anyway, let's have a look at our weekend preview from Carl. Thank you, Carl. Yes, he says there it is, round 12. And the weather forecast from Jeff, it's going to be a wet race, but the qualifying is going to be dry. Now what's that going to mean for our strategy? Well, we will find out in a few moments' time, and of course our contract is still ongoing with the Toro Rosso car, our simulated Minardi, before we move on very, very shortly. And we're still second from bottom in development at the moment, and our car is looking pretty decent, as we said. The engine is looking a little bit worn now, so we might have to sort that out pretty sharpish, but at the moment the rest of the car looks pretty good. So let's go out now for qualifying then at Hungary for Fernando Alonso, as Valtteri Bottas has put in the fastest lap at the moment with a 1:19.043. Let's see what Fernando is going to put in as he crosses the line now. Of course, it's not going to beat Bottas' time, but it is going to make him...
Thank you. Fantastic job. Fantastic.
Oh, well done, Fernando. Yeah, don't get too excited though, because that was only the first qualifying run. Anyway, out for the second qualifying run, and you can see that Fernando Alonso is in real trouble. He's in 19th place, just beyond his teammate Alexander Albon, with just 2 minutes left of qualifying to go. Is he going to beat his teammates' time at least? Is he going to do that as he crosses the line? Well, let's see as he crosses the line, and it's going to be... No, still 19th place. Wowzers.
Well, that's further back than we'd like, but don't worry.
And it's 20th. It's actually 20th. It's plumb bloody last for Fernando Alonso at Hungary. Let's have a look at the final runners and riders. And oh my goodness, look at that. It's absolutely pissing down. Absolutely pissing down. So as you can see, in pole position, it went to Valtteri Bottas. Second for Lewis Hamilton. In third place, it is Max Verstappen. Fourth for Le Mans Grosjean. In 5th place, Sebastian Vettel. 6th for Lucas Weber. In 7th is Charles Leclerc. 8th for Kevin Magnussen. 9th for Carlos Sainz. 10th for Lando Norris. 11th for Lance Stroll. 12th for Pierre Gasly. 13th for Alexander Albon. 14th for Sergio Perez. 15th for George Russell. 16th for Devon Butler. 17th for Kimi Raikkonen. 18th for... I've lost it. I bloody well lost it. So anyway, the 5 lights go out now on the Fernando Alonso career mode, and we say go, go, go. So it's away he goes. Look at the conditions on circuit at the moment. It's absolutely chucking down. We are on 4 wet tyres, and Fernando Alonso starts from last position in our simulated Minardi car, which of course is the Toro Rosso, as we go into the first turn, and Fernando Alonso does an absolutely stupendous dive bomb there on his teammate Alexander Albon. Tried to squeeze him out, but he holds on to 16th place, I do believe. There's Devon Butler. He's battling with Devon Butler, as you can see. Oh my goodness, that was absolutely audacious there from Fernando Alonso. He goes past, I think, 2 cars there, 2 cars in the absolutely pissing down conditions. You cannot see your hand in front of your face, but Fernando Alonso has pulled a rabbit out of his hat, or maybe something out of his backside, and he's got up into 13th place now. 13th place, and battling with Lance Stroll in that racing point, of course. Lance Stroll is up now into 12th position. The next target is Lando Norris in the McLaren. Yes, the McLaren, everyone. Oh my goodness. So, what strategy did Fernando Alonso do for this race? Well, we will find out a little bit later, but it looks like he has gone for quite a high downforce setup to try and see if he can get a little bit of purchase on these cars in front at the moment. We don't know, of course, what the other cars did during qualifying. I would say they went for a pretty medium sort of balanced downforce, knowing that it was going to rain for the race as well. So we should be pretty evenly matched against the cars in front at the moment. Anyway, this is almost the end of lap 1. It is raining cats, dogs, aunties, Cornish pasties, sausage rolls, blueberry tarts, and I've run out of metaphors already. So there you go, end of lap 1. And Valtteri Bottas has done a fastest lap, which means he must be in the lead of this race as we go into lap 2 now. And you're now going to visually see how bad the conditions are from outside the car. And look at that rain absolutely pouring down on Fernando Alonso, but he doesn't seem to be very, very worried about that whatsoever, as he does a dive bomb move on Lando Norris in the McLaren, and he gets past, I do believe. Yes, he's got past Lando Norris now. Wowzers. I think he may almost be in the points. I think he's just outside in maybe 11th or 12th. But Fernando Alonso, in the rain-soaked conditions at Hungary, is doing an absolutely sterling job. And yes, stay tuned everyone, because not in this episode, but very, very soon, he will be changing that helmet design to something a little more suiting for the fact that he drove for the Renault team. Yes, a little bit more suiting, but that's coming a little bit later. I stuck with the black and white, which was sort of an early sort of design for Fernando, or basically it was just to pay tribute to Minardi, of course, who in 2001 were coloured white and black. Yes, so that's why I did that helmet scheme for Fernando Alonso, if anyone was wondering. No? Okay. Let's just move on anyway. I know, I do all these things and nobody takes it in, nobody even notices. They go, what? What? You did what? What? Never mind. Okay, almost the end of lap 2 now, still holding on now to 11th place. Fernando Alonso is in 11th position, so just outside the World Championship points, and the car ahead of him now is Pierre Gasly. Yes, Pierre Gasly, as once again Valtteri Bottas has the fastest lap. So can we catch up to the back of Gasly and maybe get into the points for Fernando Alonso in Hungary in the rain-soaked conditions? Well, we're about to find out. This is now lap 3. He's done a fastest split time, I do believe, or at least it's gone green, which means it's a very, very good time indeed. So let's see if we can catch up to Pierre Gasly. Lando Norris is now currently still behind us in 12th place. There's not really a lot to say at this point of the Grand Prix because, as you know, in the wet conditions, not a lot happens. You just have to basically hold station and try not to spin out on the corners. And one thing you definitely have to do is make sure you don't go onto the curbs, because they are absolutely lethal in the wet conditions and you will spin out like a top, like an absolute top. Anyway, still holding on to this 11th place at the moment for Fernando Alonso in, of course, our simulated Minardi car, which is the Toro Rosso, for his first season in Formula 1, which was the car that he drove in the 2001, the Minardi car. Yes, didn't do very well, but of course it was a Minardi, so what do we expect? What do we expect with a Minardi? But he showed his true potential and his promise, and that's why in 2002 he went on to Renault. Yes, on to Renault, and started an illustrious career, which I may talk about a little bit later in this video. Yes, a little bit later in the video. Anyway, for now, on lap 3, we are still holding station behind Pierre Gasly, as Fernando goes very, very wide down to the curbs. As I say, this was very, very vital that you didn't go up to the curbs. That's given the opportunity for Lando Norris. We've got a warning for a collision with Lando Norris. I can't see much of a collision there, to be honest, but we're still holding on at the moment to 11th place, as once again Valtteri Bottas does the fastest lap. Wowzers. So the track conditions seem to be improving if Valtteri Bottas is continuously pulling in fastest laps. Yes, so it may, I was going to say it may be drying up, but looking at that weather, I don't think that's possible, as Lando Norris once again tries to dive down the inside of us, and he goes very, very wide. Fernando Alonso goes right out onto the outfield there, and that gives the opportunity for Lance Stroll in a racing point, and Lando Norris as well. And there's more warnings for collisions with the cars, but Fernando Alonso has to go very, very wide out to the outside line. He tucks it back in again. No, wowzers, absolute wowzers, and holds on to this 11th place. Just on lap 4 as we accelerate forward out of lap 5, and Fernando Alonso almost bins it, almost goes, oh no, and Lando Norris is right up his Jack Jones, and there's contact, and he hits the wall. Yellow flag, oh, what is going on here? I think he may have a little bit of wing damage there as well, but that was very, very close. Still under yellows, but he's holding on to this 11th place. Oh my goodness. Yes, he's definitely lost his wing end plate there. You can see it on the mini camera. And we're just looking now at the damage, and there is it's quite extensive, I have to say, on the wing of Fernando Alonso. He's got orange on the right hand side and yellow on the left hand side. So yes, quite a bit of damage there to Fernando Alonso's car, which is not going to help him make any progress in this race in these wet conditions. As we accelerate forward now to the end of lap 7, he's going to come in for his pit stop now. Is he going to change that wing as well? Well, we will find out any second now. So he pits from 11th place now to the 13th already though. Teammates gone past as well, Alexander Albon. So we change from the wets, and what are we going to go on to? It does look a little bit like it's clearing up. So we change from the... Yes, he is going to have a wing change. That was very, very sensible there from Fernando Alonso. And he goes on to the intermediate tyres. The intermediate tyres, as he rejoins now in 17th position. All the other cars are on wets. But Fernando Alonso rejoins in 18th place now on intermediate tyres. Is this going to be a brilliant strategy call from Fernando Alonso, or is it going to blow up in his face? Anyway, lap 8 now, and it looks like it's a brilliant call from Fernando Alonso, because he's got right up the back of the gearbox of Daniel Ricciardo, the honey badger himself in the Renault, and he dives down the inside of Daniel Ricciardo. Does he get the place? Yes, he does. Oh my goodness. these intermediate tyres seem to be working. They seem to be working on lap 9 for Fernando Alonso. He's got past Daniel Ricciardo as we accelerate forward at the end of lap 9 going to lap 10. He's now caught up to the back of Kimi Räikkönen, the Iceman himself, and I think he may go for a move down the inside. He's going to brake very, very late, of course, but he can do so because he's got the confidence in his intermediate tyres, and he goes for the dive down the inside of Kimi Räikkönen. And he gets past, yes, up into 16th place now. 16th position for Fernando Alonso on lap 10 as we accelerate forward now to a little bit later into lap 10. And he's called up to the back of Robert Kubica now in the Williams car. They're still all on full wet tyres. I think they need to come in and change the inters because these inters are definitely working for Fernando Alonso. He's desperately trying to get past Kubica though, but there's just no space at Hungary. It's a very, very tight and twisty circuit anyway. And of course in the wet conditions that makes it even worse trying to get past cars. He's going to try around the outside, I do believe, but no, there's still no space to try and get past Robert Kubica. But Fernando's not giving up on this. Look, he's going right round the outside, but he's run out of track there, completely run out of track. But now he's right behind the gearbox of Kubica. So he should be able to dive down the inside, but Kubica covers off the line. Wow, this is going to be tight. Very, very tight. Very, very tight indeed. But yes, he dives down the inside of Robert Kubica, now up into 15th place on lap 11. As we accelerate forward now to lap 13, and he's caught up to the back of some more cars. We've got Devon Butler, yes, Devon Butler, and Sergio Perez. Wowzers, absolute wowzers. But they're still on the wet tyres. Come on, lads, you need to come in now. You need to come in because just look what Fernando is doing. He's absolutely carving his way through the field. Absolutely carving his way through the field. Up into 14th place now for Fernando Alonso. Sergio Perez currently in 13th position in that racing point. Is he going to come in? Is he going to? No, he doesn't come into the pits. Wowzers. Oh, Jesus, that was close. That was very, very close indeed. I just saw a sponsor on the side of that racing point. Was that JCB Diggers? Surely not. I must be having another paranoid delusion. It can't be. Anyway, so let's see if we can get past Sergio Perez under the braking into turn 1. He does do. Yes, he does. So up into 13th position now. He gets past Devon Butler as we accelerate forward down to that 14 of the Grand Prix. Oh my goodness. Fernando Alonso has done the fastest lap, everyone. So these intermediate tyres are definitely the tyre to be on. And all the other cars are still on wet. They're still on wet. Well, it's down to them. It's the wrong call for them as we accelerate forward down to lap 16. And once again, he does the fastest lap. Oh my goodness. Unfortunately though, I think this is going to be for now because I don't think Fernando Alonso has got enough laps left to get into the points because we've only got one more lap left, lap 17 now, as we accelerate forward down to the last lap of the race. Still in 13th place. He's going to do a move now on George Russell down the inside. It makes it look very, very easy indeed. Well, I say that, but George Russell comes back at him as he comes off the exit there. Oh my goodness, but this time Fernando Alonso's going to go to the inside, I do believe, and get past George Russell. Yes, he does. Go a little bit wide, though, a little bit wide. Come on, tuck it in, tuck it in. Fantastic for Fernando Alonso there. So up into 12th position for Fernando. But I still don't think he's going to get into the points now because he's got to get past his teammate. And Valtteri Bottas has already won the race in the Mercedes. And as you can also see, Albon, if we look on the mini screen, is too far ahead for us to catch. So it looks like Fernando Alonso is going to finish the race with no points at Hungary, but 12th position. A good result for our simulated Minardi car as we cross the line in 12th place. A little bit disappointing though that we didn't beat our teammate today, but anyway, it's okay. It's okay. 12th position for Fernando. There we go. Just gone to the podium. There is Toto Wolff. Yes, the Terminator. Is your name Sarah Connor? No, mate, it's Brian. Bloody hell. I'm your head dynamicist? No, I can't say that word. You know, the one that makes the wings. That one, yeah. Anyway, the team mechanics congratulate themselves like they always do. And there's Charles Leclerc who finished 8th in the Ferrari. Yes, the Ferrari. So onto the podium now. There, boringly enough, is the Mercedes boys. Yes, Valtteri Bottas and little Lulu. And there's Maxi Verstappen who finished in 2nd in the Red Bull. Fantastic. So the champagne swilling goes over everyone. Go on, lads, go on. Get it in their eyes. Fantastic. Fantastic. So on to the points then. There's the race results anyway. Alexander Albon finished 11th, Fernando Alonso finished in 12th, and Valtteri Bottas won the race. So the driver standings now, Fernando Alonso is in 7th place, still in 7th place with 63 World Championship points. Lewis Hamilton way out in front with 234 World Championship points. Oh dear, looks like we got a little question here from, is it Emma? Sarah? I can't remember her bloody name.
Do you think you were lucky not to end your race with that crash?
Oh, it's Claire actually. What's he going to answer? What's he going to answer? Oh, Fernando. Anyway, now it's time to start our contract negotiation. And you know what that means, don't you, everyone? Yes, that's right. We are leaving the Toro Rosso team and we are going to Renault. Yes, because in 2002, Fernando Alonso joined the Renault team, and that became the most successful period of his Formula One career, with 2 World Championships in 2005 and 2006. Oh my goodness, with that R26, the most beautiful car possibly ever built by man. Yes, by man. Anyway, let's move on then. We have signed for Renault. Of course, this isn't going to be the blue Renault. This is going to be the yellow Renault for the next session of Fernando Alonso's career. And our negotiation has been successful as well. There you go. Second driver we are at Renault. Fantastic. Let's move on to the next Grand Prix then. It's Belgium. It's Spa. Wow, a favourite circuit of Fernando Alonso, of course. A favourite circuit. And let's have a look now. Oh, we got a welcome from Cyril Abertinelli. I don't know what his bloody name is. Oh, he says thank you. And we got a contract summary from Emma. Thank you, MZ. Fantastic. Yes. We should have some goals updates as well. Yes, what we got to do with this new team. We've got a weekend preview from Carl, as usual. Thank you, Carl. Yes, it's Spa. We love Spa. And the developments have been completed as well. Engine recovery and front downforce. And the weather forecast is good. And we've inherited 2,798 development points. Oh my goodness. So let's spend them pretty sharpish because we're third from bottom in our Renault team. Third from bottom. Let's see what the monkeys at Renault have been doing with the car at the moment. Well, it looks pretty decent. It looks pretty much how they would have gone with a team. We've got one development that looks like it's failed there, so I think we've got to sort that out first. And then I think we'll go for some durability upgrades because that's always important to get them out of the way first. So yes, we've got lightweight wheel rims. That part's failed. Really? Wheel rims have failed? Are you sure? Wheel rims have failed development. I mean, for fuck's sake, it's not exactly that difficult, is it? It's not exactly that difficult, is it? They just press them, don't they? I don't know. Anyway, we've done some durability options. Let's have a look at the Renault. Oh my goodness, look at what the Renault monkeys have been doing with the engine. What the hell is this bullshit? What have they done? What the hell's been going on with Renault? Wowzers. This engine is absolutely fucked. It looks just like a Chevrolet Matiz engine. Yes, it's absolutely knackered. It must only have about 98 brake horsepower left on it. So let's sort this engine out. Fernando Alonso, otherwise you're going to be well not impressed with the underperforming GP2 engine that we've currently got in this car. Wowzers, why have they done all this? I can never understand how this happens. Yes, we've got engines that have... we've got sections of engines that have blown up, and yet there's previous sections that are absolutely fine. I don't get it. Anyway, we fixed the car now, everyone. We fixed the car, and it's the beautiful Renault car for the rest of our career with Fernando Alonso. Well, not the rest of it, but for the next section of it anyway, because we will be changing soon to the next team that Fernando drove for. Any answers on what that team was? Anyway, we've crossed the line after the first qualifying... Oh! 4th place at the moment for Fernando Alonso. 4th position. Wowzers. Valtteri Bottas still in the lead. He's doing very, very well in this season at the moment. And as you can see, later into the qualifying session, Fernando Alonso's down to 15th place at the moment. Hamilton's got pole now, and he's going to cross the lines. He's going to improve on 15th, and after that he's going... Oh, wowzers. 6th position for Fernando Alonso. Just a second off the pace as well. Oh, my goodness. So anyway, the qualifying is complete, and he ends up in...
We're really pleased.
7th place. Fantastic. First drive out in the Renault and 7th place for Fernando Alonso. Let's go to the runners and riders on the grid then. First place for Lulu, 2nd for Max Verstappen, 3rd for Valtteri Bottas, 4th for Sebastian Vettel, 5th for Charles Leclerc, 6th for Lucas Weber, 7th for Fernando Alonso, 8th for Romain Grosjean, 9th for Kevin Magnussen, 10th for Kimi Raikkonen, 11th for Lando Norris, 12th for Sergio Perez, 13th for Lance Stroll, 14th for Devon Butler, 15th for Carlos Sainz, 16th for Daniel Ricciardo, 17th for Alexander Albon, 18th for George Russell. Anyway, it doesn't matter because we are reforming on the grid, waiting to start the race right now. Anyway, as the lights go out now, it's time to say go, go, go for our first race in the Renault team and the Fernando Alonso career mode. I think he's going to do a dive down inside the turn 1. Yes, he does. He gets past both the Ferraris. Oh my goodness. Wowzers. This is very, very tight indeed. Oh my goodness, but he does it. He gets a warning for a collision with Charles Leclerc, but he gets through up into 4th position for Fernando Alonso as we go down the hill and sweep up the hill, going through Radion into the Eau Rouge section as we manage to catch up to the back of Valtteri Bottas and Maxi Verstappen. Oh, look at the pace he's got in the car. I think he's going to take a move on both these cars. Oh, look at this though. Verstappen pulls head in front of him. Wow, that's very, very close indeed. He had to take avoiding action very, very quickly there for Fernando Alonso, but he holds on at the moment to 3rd place. Yes, 3rd position for Fernando Alonso. Oh my goodness. This is an absolutely fantastic performance. The Renault team must be elated with this. They must also be elated to get Fernando Alonso in their team for such a decent price as well. He must be really, really cheap. As we continue on the first lap of the Grand Prix, still holding on to Valtteri Bottas, although I have to say he's starting to pull away ahead now. Charles Leclerc is still behind in the Ferrari. In fact, he's looking very, very angry indeed right behind us, like an angry wasp as he tries to go around the outside of us and get past. But Fernando Alonso holds on steadfastly, holds on, because he never gives up, you know, and he never surrenders. Yes, just like someone else I used to know, or still know, I should say. Yes, I'm not dead yet, you know. Anyway, so this is still the first lap, and we're still holding on to 3rd position for Fernando Alonso. Now Maxi Verstappen has got past Charles Leclerc, I do believe, in the Ferrari, and he's the car behind us in 4th place as the sparks fly out the back of our car, absolutely fly out the back of our car. And we're just about to complete the first lap of Spa and holding on to this podium positioning. Oh, that was very, very dicey there. Lewis Hamilton's putting our fastest lap because he, of course, is in the lead at the moment. As you can see, we're now on the outside camera view and we're just going around the corner here. We've still got Maxi Boy right up our Jack Jones as we go down the hill once again to Radion and up into Eau Rouge. Yes, up into Eau Rouge. Can we hold on to this 3rd place for Fernando Alonso? Wow, look at the line he took through there. That was an absolutely perfect line to take through that turn. Of course, it's an absolutely glorious sort of part of the circuit. Absolutely glorious. And as I say that, Maxi Verstappen is going for a move down the inside of Fernando Alonso and he gets past, but Fernando Alonso was later on the brakes and he manages to hold on to this 3rd position. Wow, this is getting very, very dicey behind him now. And there's the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc. Right up his Jack Jones as well, right behind Maxi Verstappen. So there's a little bit of holding up, I think, from Fernando Alonso. Don't forget, of course, this Renault car just can't match the performance of these cars behind. He's just been very, very lucky to gain those positions. But can he hold on to this position for much longer? Well, we'll find out soon. We will find out soon. Oh, he's pulled out a little bit of a gap there on Maxi Verstappen. A little bit of a gap. So he's doing very, very well indeed. Of course, Spa is an absolutely fantastic circuit. Yes, full of sweeping corners, left and right handers, and of course some very, very long straights, which means you can just put the hammer down and go for it. Of course, you need a fairly low downforce setup to get you through those straights. Yes, so here he goes then. Fernando Alonso still holding on to this podium at the moment, but he's still under real pressure here from Maxi Verstappen and Charles Leclerc, it has to be said. There's a little bit of a trolley train now behind Fernando Alonso. He's had to brake very, very hard this final corner before we go to the start and finish. And Charles Leclerc is going for a move on Maxi Verstappen, but Maxi has him covered off. As we're just about to start lap 3 of this Grand Prix right now. And Fernando Alonso is still holding off these cars behind, but for how much longer? We got a yellow flag, I do believe. A yellow flag, I don't know why, I don't know what's going on. It's pulled out the yellow flag. Now we've got a green flag, so it's okay, we can go. Oh, Charles Leclerc, what happened to Charles Leclerc? Did he have contact? I think he may have had contact with Maxi Verstappen, but anyway, he is out of the session. So that red Ferrari behind Maxi Verstappen now must of course be Sebastian Vettel. Yes, Sebastian Vettel. Wowzers. Absolute wowzers. So this is still lap 3, and Fernando Alonso is still holding on to this third position. Yes, third position now. Oh my goodness. Second place for Bottas, but Bottas is a little way out in front now. A little way out in front, and Maxi Verstappen is still desperately trying to get past Fernando. He's doing every trick in the book. He's going left, he's going right, just to see if he can put Fernando off and maybe force him into a mistake. Yes, force him into a mistake, as he's now right up the gearbox of Fernando Alonso. Right up his gearbox, but Fernando is still holding on at the moment. But I don't know for how much longer. I don't know for how much longer. This is getting very, very dicey. Very, very dicey indeed. And now Maxi Boy goes for a sort of fake move down the inside of Fernando Alonso. He's now got 4 cars behind him. A complete trolley train of cars behind Fernando Alonso on lap 3. This is getting desperate times for Fernando. He just hasn't got the horsepower to stay ahead of these cars. He just hasn't got it in this Renault car. It hasn't got the development yet to be on the ultimate pace that these cars behind have got. As you can see, Maxi Verstappen is now getting a load of sparks in his face as we go into the final turn once again and go into lap 4 of the Grand Prix. But Fernando Alonso is still holding on to this podium at the moment. But I still say I don't know for how much longer he's going to be able to hold back the cars behind. As we accelerate forward out to lap 4, and the answer to that is not for much longer, as he's in the middle of a sandwich and they both go past him, Vettel and Maxi Boy. And yes, so he's lost 2 positions there, and I don't think he's going to get them back because there's just no space. And you can see now that he's just got no horsepower to try and get past both these cars. He's going to do a fake sort of move down the inside, but gets very, very close to the back gearbox of Sebastian Vettel though. But no, I think both these positions are gone for Fernando Alonso. Yes, look, they're starting to pull away already. So down to 5th position now for Fernando Alonso. 5th place on lap 4. Romain Grosjean. As I say, Romain Grosjean, he of course is in the Red Bull car, and he gets past us. He gets past Fernando Alonso, so he's now down to 6th place. Yes, Fernando is now losing positions. This ultimately shows the pace of the Renault car, which is not that fast at the moment. Well, especially at Spa, where you need straight line speed, and of course this Renault hasn't got that straight line speed, so we are actually losing places now as another car tries to go past us. It's the Haas of Kevin Magnussen. The Haas goes past us, but Fernando Alonso is not very happy about being overtaken by a Haas, as you can see, and he's desperately trying to get past him once again, and he does do. If he can just tuck it back in again, and he does, yes. So he's holding on to 6th position now on lap 4 of this Grand Prix. As we accelerate forward now to lap 5, just going past the pits. There's a couple of cars coming in, so Alonso's going to make up a few positions again. So he's back into 4th position now behind Romain Grosjean on lap 6. Yes, lap 6. So he's doing pretty well, but of course he's still got to come in for his pit stop. So he's going to lose all these positions that he's going to gain. Anyway, we accelerate forward now, still on lap 6, as you can see. And now we've got Lance Stroll going past us. Yes, Stroll goes past us. Oh my goodness. In the racing point. So he's back down to 5th place now. Yes, he's definitely losing positions. So we need a little bit of tweaking to our engine, I think, to get us a little bit more horsepower in this engine, because it just isn't fast enough at the moment. As we go past the pits once again, we got a Ferrari in and one of the Mercedes cars. So up now into 4th once again. He's doing a move on Lance Stroll. Oh, he does he? Yes, he does. And there's a car coming out of the pits. It's Lewis Hamilton. It's Lulu, the blessed one himself, in 2nd place. Fernando Alonso is up into 3rd. Is he going to do the move on Hamilton? I just don't think he's going to have the horsepower to catch up to the back of Hamilton. He may get pretty close during this section because he's got DRS on Hamilton. He's got DRS, but unfortunately he's got no ERS. Yes, his ERS has just run out because he's been using too much of it. And so I don't think he's going to get... he's going to get close though. He's going to get close to the back of Hamilton. But I think he's going to be away and gone pretty sharpish in that Mercedes car. But he's going to give it his all. He's getting a little bit closer, but I think it's going to be game over from this point onwards. As you can see, yes, Hamilton is now pulling out a lead over Fernando Alonso as he goes wide there on the exit. Oh my goodness. So this is lap 7, and we now accelerate forward to the end of lap 7, and it's time for Fernando Alonso to come in for his pit stop now. Yes, so he comes in from 3rd position, 3rd place. 3 cars behind him as well, as you can see. One of those is a Racing Point. It says teammates in the pits as well. Oh, I can't see him. Anyway, we change from the super soft onto the soft tyre. There's a slight little hold there. And there's Ricardo. You can see he's just coming behind us. So he didn't really get held up, I have to say, and he rejoins. Fernando Alonso rejoins in 10th position now. Yes, 10th place. So he is in the World Championship points, which is going to be fantastic for the Renault team in his first outing on lap 8 as he goes down the hill once more, and he's back in the points, everyone, in 10th position. Wowzers. As we accelerate forward now to lap 10. Yes, lap 10. Just going past the pits, and there's a car coming for a very, very late stop indeed. Very, very late. He's up into 7th place now, is Fernando Alonso. And I think that is, yes, it's Lando Norris in the McLaren. This is an absolutely really late stop as Fernando Alonso sort of just jumps over the curb there. So can he catch up to the back of Lando Norris? I don't know why he's coming so late. Maybe he's had some damage to his wing and he's had to come in, but it's very, very unusual to come in on the last lap of the race, unless there's a problem with your car. So Fernando Alonso has made it up into 7th place, but can he catch up to the back of Lando Norris? But as I say that, we've got pressure now from Kimi Raikkonen, the Iceman, in of course the Alfa Romeo, but he manages to hold off Kimi Raikkonen, but I don't think he's going to catch Lando Norris. I don't think he is in the McLaren. He's got a little bit of purchase ahead of him now. Of course, McLaren are way, way up in the development at the moment in this game, absolutely way up, so I don't think it's going to be possible. Anyway, Lewis Hamilton has won the race on lap 11. And it looks like Fernando Alonso... Oh, as I say that though, look at this. Kimi Raikkonen's trying to steal some points away from Fernando Alonso. He goes wide. There's a yellow... Oh, I think Kimi went off there. I think Kimi may have gone off there. But it doesn't matter. It's the last few corners of the race. And Fernando Alonso is going to get some absolutely fantastic points in his first race in Renault. 7th place. Yes. Well done, Fernando. I'm sure the team will be happy about that. 7th place is a good scoring. Especially, as I say, this Renault car hasn't quite got the pace. So there, once again, is Toto Wolff, the Terminator himself, congratulating his mechanics. And there is Lewis Hamilton, the race winner. Once again, he's done it, lads. He's bloody well done it. And there's the team mechanics. Well done, they say. Well done indeed. And there is Lando Norris in the McLaren, who finished in 6th place. So, on to the podium, and once again it's time to get bored with seeing those white overalls of the Mercedes drivers up there on the top steps. Yes. Hopefully in 2020 we're going to see a few more drivers up there, and not just these, because it's boring now. It's boring now. Yes. If we can have a season like 2019, please, that would be nice. But a little bit better. Yes, I know a lot of people said, oh, 2019 was brilliant, mate. Absolutely, it wasn't. It wasn't. It was a good season, but it wasn't brilliant. Okay, so 7th place now for Fernando Alonso with 69 World Championship points. Lewis Hamilton's out in the lead with 260, of course. But we are way ahead of our teammate, way ahead indeed. And Valtteri Bottas in 2nd place, Maxi Verstappen in 3rd. And in the Constructors, we're in 8th position with 41 points for the Renault team. Fantastic. Well, I'd just like to say thanks so much for watching, everyone. As always, you've been awesome. And as always, there will, of course, be more later.